Hello everyone, my name is Nell and today my presentation will be a professional development presentation to facilitate pedagogical understanding based on three areas of need: teachers' career growth, cyber infrastructure and accessibility to cyber tools, and curriculum alignment and student-driven inclusion. While integrating cyber tools into schools has transformed learning, its success relies on addressing cyber infrastructure and accessibility, teachers' career growth, and curriculum alignment. The career growth of teachers is a foundation, as teachers are the implementers of cyber tools. Akam et al. Points that teachers lack cyber literacy skills and confidence, limiting them from effectively using cyber tools in classroom. Professionally developing educators teach teachers to adapt to evolving tools to create interactive student-driven lessons that maximize cyber tools. No less critical is establishing sufficient cyber infrastructure and universal accessibility to cyber tools. Without stable equipment, connectivity, and technical assistance, even excellent instructors cannot effectively leverage education cyber tools. Some and OSEA noted that in online education environment, infrastructure difference heavily affect learners' ability to engage, stating that solid cyber foundations are essential to successful learning process. According to Ramaline Mulboy, aligning the curriculum with integrating cyber tools maximizes significant learner participation and erudition with 21st century skills. They noted that integrating cyber tools into schooling is essential since collaborative learning, inquiry, and project-based learning make learners better performers while empowering them with real-world challenges. Ali, Yasmin, and Monowar affirm that technology for improving instruction improves engagement and academic performance. Al Abdul and Gamil further argue that integrating cyber tools through project based learning improves learners' comprehension and motivates and encourages problem solving behaviors. Tasdir Ishkin and Yamrir are of the view that if schools are to realize the full power of cyber tools, they must ensure that these tools are not only present in the teaching space but are deeply integrated into educating students so that they can be prepared for the rapidly changing digital world. The mission and vision of every modern school are depicted to preparing learners to succeed in a rapidly changing technology oriented society. Towards this endeavor, Hartman, Thompson, and Jackson stated that meticulous attention is required for teachers' career growth, cyber infrastructure and accessibility, and aligning curriculum to student centered integration. Teachers' career growth is crucial because they are primarily responsible for translating the school's mission into successful classroom experiences. As Ackman et al. Noted in the event of formal training provided to teachers, they are more likely to adopt innovative cyber best practices and tools that maximize learning achievement. Teachers' career growth equip educators to establish an environment where learning becomes more than cyber consumers, but are also thinkers and producers. And this fits squarely into the school's mission and vision to raise lifelong learners. Cyber infrastructure and its accessibility are equally important in fulfilling a school's vision for equity and excellence. According to Chris Arian Lee, without updated software, quick internet and reliable hardware, learners and educators cannot properly engage in the online resources that contemporary education requires. Some Oceans noted that amid the COVID-19 pandemic, the disparity in universal accessibility to cyber tools increased the achievement gap, providing that schools should invest in equitable and inclusive virtual learning environment to reinforce their commitment towards learners' accomplishment. Curriculum alignment and using student-centered cyber tools are vital in realizing school vision into daily practice. When learning is student-centered and aimed at addressing real-life problems using cyber tools, learners can gain critical 21st century skills such as collaboration, creativity, and problem solving. Al Abdul and Gamil depicted how project-based learning supported by digital tools improve learner interest and academic attainment. Similarly, Ali, Yasmin, and Munawar observed the relationship between the use of cyber tools in instruction and the increased student performance in math, demonstrating how aligned and the deliberate use of cyber tools can lead to academic success. The current reality of most schools is that a pressing demand exists for sustained teachers' career growth, especially with a transition to include cyber tools and student-centered curriculum. Although cyber tools may be within reach, the majority of educators still struggle to fully incorporate these tools in their pedagogy, most often due to insufficient teachers' career growth. Akram et al. Found that teachers report a spectrum of responses ranging from excitement to hesitation when challenged to use cyber tools, showing gaps in confidence and capability. As such, without teachers' career growth, the gaps will remain to thwart the potential of technology-rich learning environments. Effective teacher career growth directly influences learner attainment by equipping educators with the skills and expertise to create efficient, interactive, personalized learning experiences. Ali, Yasmin, and Munawar have proven that learners demonstrate enhanced academic attainment when their teachers are adequately trained to include cyber tools in their lessons, particularly in subjects like mathematics, where cyber tools facilitate the understanding of complex concepts and enhance participation. Correspondingly, technology-enhanced project-based learning enhances learner engagement and attainment, conforming the teacher's cyber tools knowledge, which is critical to learning success. This cannot be divorced from teachers' career growth in modern education. Hartman, Townsend, and Jackson noted that teachers' ability to include cyber tools in meaningful practices relies on the tools and their training and exposure. Further, Ramila and Molloy argue that teachers play an essential role in facilitating 21st century skills acquisition and digital literacy, which all require teachers' career growth and constant support. An action plan to improve teachers' career growth would begin with providing continuous collaborative training workshops to introduce and advance cyber tools in authentic classroom contexts. Training needs to be experiential, such as peer mentoring, demonstration lessons, and reflective practice. Progress can be assessed through observation, student attainment data, and educator and learner feedback. A realistic schedule would involve an opening workshop at the start of the school year and a monthly check-in and an end of the year review to revisit skills and address challenges as they arise, with ongoing alignment with the evolving goals of the school's mission. Contemporary learning environment, Akim et al. Believe cyber infrastructure and its accessibility remain fundamental, yet there is disparity in how its effectiveness is being addressed regarding educational outcome. Despite the world's general shift toward cyber learning environment, a vast majority of schools are still grappling with the outdated cyber infrastructure, poor accessibility to device, and unreliable internet connectivity. Such inequalities are often compounded with institutional constraints, including limited budget and frequent maintenance of technological infrastructure that ultimately yield unequal learning opportunities for students and augment the digital divide. Even where equipment is present, the lack of complementary cyber infrastructure, such as specially designed computer laboratories, stable Wi-Fi, and upgraded pedagogical software, undermines the potential for successfully including cyber tools in lessons. According to Ali, Yassim, and Monawar, the availability of and accessibility of cyber infrastructure directly affect learning attainment. They postulated that if students can engage with cyber pedagogical tools, the cyber content will demand less comprehension and a critical thinking. Interactive lessons, simulation, and project-based learning activities are offered on digital platforms, allowing learners to better comprehend and attain transferable skills across subjects. After the cyber tools are learned and properly integrated, learners will likely see improved academic attainment and engagement, as upheld by Al Abdul Talif and Gamil, research on project-based learning environment. Artman, Tongshen, and Jackson noted that cyber infrastructure and its accessibility are closely related to the inclusion of cyber tools because without proper hardware, software, and connectivity, the objective of cyber education cannot be realized. They also stress that even the most excellent pedagogical method fall apart when there is lack of fundamental infrastructure, noting that technology integration can be successful only when there is universal and consistent accessibility to fundamental to functional and stable cyber tools. Romelia and Mallory also pointed out that the development of 21st century competencies such as cyber literacy, collaboration, and problem solving hinge on the ongoing presence of cyber infrastructure to facilitate the acquisition of such competencies. To surmount this challenge, a viable plan emphasize must emphasize universal accessibility and enhance the cyber infrastructure. The first strategy involves inventory existing cyber resources to identify connectivity, software, and hardware gaps. Based on this data, the school should partner with government agencies, local organizations, and international donors to fund hardware acquisition and maintenance. A second strategy should include the creation of dedicated cyber zones within the school where all learners are provided with timetabled accessibility to cyber resources. There need to be routine progress monitoring by cyber use diaries, teachers and pupil surveys, and frequent performance review against technology enhanced lessons. A realistic timeline for these activities may begin with a 3-month planning and cyber infrastructure audit phase, followed by 6 months of resource purchasing and facility upgrading. Monitoring, upgrade, and efficiency system should be implemented within the first academic year. A thorough review of the planned success can be conducted at the end of the year, with learner attainment data and teacher feedback guiding the revision of the cycle. Including and aligning cyber tools with a student-driven curriculum remains a priority issue. While cyber tools have been incorporated in various ways, many institutions still employ cyber tools as add-ons rather than including them holistically into specific education objectives and curriculum frameworks. Teachers typically face organizational challenges in the guise of inhibited teacher career growth, institutionalized maintenance, and without cohesive guidelines that promote the inclusion and association of cyber tools with the student driven curriculum. Therefore, teaching space often demonstrate superficial use of cyber tools, but real student-driven curriculum aligned integration is sporadic. Learners' attainment is central to curriculum design, and improving it is entirely dependent on the level of the inclusion of content, instruction, and assessment. Purposeful inclusion of cyber tools in mathematics lessons makes learning more motivated and clarifies the perception of concepts, allowing learners to transfer knowledge from one situation to another. Therefore, curriculum alignment ensures cyber tools serve as a bridge rather than a diversion to learning objectives, ultimately resulting in higher order thinking and problem solving and teamwork. An effective plan is to make the inclusion and alignment of cyber tools with student driven curricula feasible by starting with concentrated teachers' career growth. The first step is to implement workshops that equip teachers to create lessons that are accurately peer technology tools to curriculum goals. The second method needs to be collaborative lesson planning, in which teachers cooperate in planning lessons to embed cyber resources within the curriculum in a way that focuses inquiry, creativity, and problem solving. Assessment and progress can incorporate classroom observation, analysis of student work samples, and teacher self-reflection diaries to measure whether lessons represent alignment of student-driven learning. Overall, aligning cyber tools with a student-driven curriculum is a complementary cornerstone for constructing meaningful and effective use of cyber tools in modern classrooms.